Alchemy Garden is a potion shop simulator. You run your own alchemy shop by collecting ingredients, brewing potions, and setting them out for customers to come in and purchase. It had its full release after spending 3 years in early access. Now, I hate to say this, but Alchemy Garden is not good. It has very little direction, and it's lacking any depth to any of the gameplay. What's here is a skeleton of a game that would be fun, but it seems like something was forgotten or ripped out. I don't know. My biggest problem is that you will probably not have the potions your customers want. When I was playing, they only wanted potions for warriors, but there was no way for me to make them. It was just annoying. It's frustrating. The customers keep coming in and wanting these warrior potions I just don't have. But it's too far. Let me back up a second here. To run an alchemy shop, you must have ingredients before you can mix the potions. You do this in Alchemy Garden by running around and trying to spot any ingredients you can find. You really want to find them all, though. There are 3 different areas you can run through to find ingredients. Your main house area, which I'm in right now. There's a swamp area and the town. You will be running this lap every day because, again, you must find these ingredients. Note that a different day will produce completely different ingredients to find. That's not a problem, though. A lot of the ingredients do the same thing. It's more about their composition. For example, a rose and peppermint plant both have healing properties. Combine 3 healing ingredients to create a potion. We'll get to that. Now, it can be any healing ingredients you can find, and there are multiple healing type plants. The problem is, I don't enjoy searching for ingredients. First, they're kind of hard to spot. Some sort of ingredient view would have been nice, like Batman, a Sixth Sense or something, you know what I mean? Second, the world feels so empty. Ugh, it's large and nothing is happening in it, so running around is exactly the same every day with no one to talk to, nothing exciting, you don't come across anything interesting, it's run around, find the plants, collect them, and that's it. Now that we have ingredients, it's time to make a potion. There's a small mini game to smash the ingredients into powder. You dump the powder into this pot, and then you press E to get the correct temperature to match it inside between those 2 lines, and once it's there for a little bit, you get a potion. Potion of sleep. Boom. Fair enough. Not a bad minigame. However, none of this matters. A healing pot has its price set no matter what you do in any of these minigames, and you can't change it. So you can't fail, and there's no reward for doing this correctly. So what's the point? You press E to get that up to the temperature, but that doesn't matter at all. You can just go over and wait for it to drop down and it'll still make the same potion. Now that we have some potions, it's time to sell them in our shop. You put them on the shelf by dragging them over. You can have the multiple of the same type of item out at the same time. You start with 3 open slots, but you can get more eventually. Then you press the bell and open your shop and you wait. You just wait for people to walk in. Oh, here comes someone now. They're an adventurer, you can tell by the sword on their back, so they're looking for an adventurer type potion, which is a health potion, the one in the middle there. It isn't a secret that more adventurers are going to show up in my shop right now because in the top right hand side of the screen, the current trend are adventurers. That's what the sword icon is. The problem is, I just sold the only health potion I could make. So now that this adventurer is here and wants one of those types of potions and I don't have it, they will request it. But I'm not going to be able to make it, so I'm going to have to dismiss them from my shop and wait for somebody else to come in after them. Adventurers were the dominant customer while I was playing, and keeping everything they wanted in stock was a challenge. I never had enough ingredients to create healing potions. It's frustrating to work so hard to gather all the ingredients in the morning and craft everything, only to find out you're not going to be able to sell anything all day. Considering it's only noon in the game right now, I believe if I kept the shop open long enough, eventually everything would sell, but I don't have the patience for that. So the only thing to do is go to bed and hope tomorrow the game will bless you with the ingredients you need. There really isn't much else to do. You can't haggle the prices down or change them in any way. There's a mysterious tax on items sold. You can see the prices being reduced in the ledger, but I have no idea why. The entire shop book is a little strange, with customer satisfaction that doesn't change, no tutorial to explain anything that's happening in there. Now, you might be quick to say, that's how business is. It's tough out there. Sure, I get it. There's no government handouts for alchemy shops, of course. I wondered if this was a casual game, but I didn't really find that to be the case. If you want to decorate, you first must make over 600 gold to buy a workbench. It's not that difficult though. So okay, then you must worry about your tools breaking and constantly replacing them, and the tools do not last a long time. Okay, I mean, they gamified that, but to what extent? And then finally, you must worry about your house deteriorating. What? Now, I don't think it's going to fall apart, but there's a bar in the game and the house breaks. You must spend 50 to 25 gold to fix it. So your house needs constant maintenance, which I can say is exactly like real life. But I don't want to be stressed in a game where I'm trying to keep my house nice but can't sell any potions. It just seems like a casual game would let me move at my own pace without destroying my house every few days. Moving on to farming, which yields nowhere near enough to make potions. I don't think I would ever want to farm a big plot. Although the game does allow you to expand your house area, so you could, it just seems it's more about decorating than farming. Also, do I really want to spend all my time watering plants? One plot equals one ingredient, and all potions take 3 ingredients. Sure would take up a lot of space. As I mentioned earlier, there is a swamp area, and you can buy a house there for 25,000 gold. If potions sell for around 72 gold, let's round up to 100 for the sake of this argument, I would have to sell 250 potions or harvest 750 plants. It's not happening. Do note that your character doesn't gain experience, level up, or change in any way while playing, so it isn't like any of this is going to speed up or change as you play. It seems like a huge missed opportunity. Overall, Alchemy Gardens feels rushed, unfinished, and is lacking any depth. I am terribly sorry to be making a negative video. I'm sure there are a lot of factors that went into making this game, and I don't know anything about it. I can only play the version that's available to me. I don't recommend Alchemy Garden. I think that's obvious now, so I'm just going to end it here. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. Please subscribe to the channel. It actually does help. That's not just weird stuff people say all the time at the end of the videos. Bye.